All right, thanks, Juha. From my behalf, welcome to this event. Just have to check it's there, my digital handshake. This venue, don't know if you know this was kind of born in 1936, so it's a bit older than me. And great innovation here was that actually there was underneath this kind of theater devices that were able to refresh the air in 4 times in an hour. And I was wondering that way back then that was a pretty cool stuff, how people kind of stayed awake and so forth. And nowadays Netflix is actually cleaning your watching or data set, what you've been watching in 4 times in a minute. The other interesting fact was that over here the first or the premiere here was a Black Roses, accompanied by music from Sibelius. And again now Netflix algorithms would have said that if you watch the Black Roses, you should look at the red roses and pink tulips and white daisies plus 47 other flower-related movies. My kind of memory goes back, really years back, to this very same room. I saw the premiere of Jaws here in Helsinki, together with my father. I was sitting somewhere in the middle. And it was a scary movie, at least for me. Looked very authentic and all that, but doesn't look anymore. But anyway, old, and like you have said, heard so many times about the data, how it might transform the whole industry and all that. But today, actually, with the AI, I think that there's going to be something in it, and it's going to transform a lot of things that we are doing. And again, likewise, like you have said, fantastic day to be here. Not only what we're going to tell to you, or what we're going to show by Harri, but also kind of the stories that our customer are going to tell you, our partners, about their thoughts and ideas going forward, scaling the success, but also the fact that you guys took time from your calendars, came over here talking about the data, maybe over some beers and all that in the evening. And like you have said, please, if you kind of see our ADE people wearing these kind of jerseys and kind of connect with us, let's have a discussion, and kind of we would like to hear your stories and what you've been able to do and where potential challenges are. So our mission, the reason why we are here, I believe, all of us, is that, of course, the data work matters. And it's not very easy task to kind of complete. I think this is a quite easily you could say that, yeah, you just kind of do your stuff and it's kind of done, but it's a damn difficult to achieve. Massively complex data sets, a lot of changes happening towards us, whether it's a kind of system-wise, the data sources, the content of the data. And then, of course, business requirements, people are changing and all of those kind of things. But yet, like you have said, we should be able to provide value every single day, every week, every month, every year, in a constant way. And that it's not easy to kind of achieve. I had a chat a few months ago with our customer, and she said that she was drowning with her team, kind of just firefighting with the pipelines, explaining to business why the reports were late, and maybe trying to justify that why we need more resources in our data team. And then nowadays, what she said that her team was working with their product team to finding out their new pattern, how the customers were kind of purchasing the products, which actually led to change the whole way that they went out and into market with their products. And then if you think about that, the same company, same team, same individuals, but totally different outcomes from firefighting to drive strategic kind of impact for the customer. And I think that's something that what we'd like to be here for, and kind of enabling that kind of change. So the success, like you have mentioned, that how we would describe what is the success in the data work. And clearly in our mind, given that the whole data platform, powerful data platform, is a complex animal, it's really the ability to drive value to the business and really fast. And I think if you have the ability to respond fast, that will drive trust. And with that trust, you're going to get a lot more complex stuff to solve. And then you kind of create this positive cycle that the business is really believing that the data can impact on the kind of the driving the strategic initiatives. And really, I would argue that the kind of just the speed itself, and if you do that with equality, it gives you the kind of a benchmark that you are doing things right. Then what about the scaling? And that's something that I've been kind of faced a lot of questions that, well, how do you do this kind of scaling? I would argue that every single organization has been able to do the breakthroughs once. One team, one brilliant data engineer who knows the data set and knows how to connect the dots. Easy task to do. So the first breakthrough happens in 3 days. Maybe the second happens in 3 weeks over the 6-7 different systems. And the third one, probably never, because the person who knew how to just left the organization and it kind of stalled there. So in our mind, just that if you are able to systematically scale your ability to drive the value, then that kind of scaling thing happens. And that's something that what we've been focusing on, building the capabilities into one single platform that will help you kind of achieve that kind of goal. So the trust factor is there, building it fast. And maybe now it's time for me to go fast forward. And I'm going to hand over to our Harri Kallio, who's going to tell you a bit kind of how what the path has been to come here, and then how we're going to inject even more intelligence into our platform. Harri, please.
Thank you, Matti. So I'm Harri Kallio, head of product, and I came to talk to you about product. So it's quite a different Wednesday afternoon for me, since I have been typically from 9 to 5 in Teams calls, working with our amazing team or some of the users of the product or some of the customers. And now I'm here talking to you for whom we are making the product and the Teams calls, because we need to all the time discuss that how we achieve something and so on. So it's amazing shift from my living room to this 200 to 300 people audience. So try to bear with me. So I thought that I would discuss about this year first, and let's recap quickly where we have come from. So we started in 2016 by supporting Snowflake and Amazon Redshift, and quite quickly we evolved to multi-cloud offering. And the latest addition in that journey is Databricks SQL support. And 2019 we started with the SaaS journey, and we are happy to say that this year all customers are in SaaS. So here's our architecture diagram, and in the middle there is the designer, deployment pipelines, and the runtimes per development, QA, and prod environments. And this is typically how you see ADE or think of ADE. But we have started to talk about this as ADE core, since we have been introducing over the time multiple of multi-tenant services surrounding it, and some of the announcements are related to those today. Although we are SaaS service, the data stays in customer cloud. So the ADE runtimes are executing the SQL in push-down manner, so no business data is retrieved to our SaaS instances. And it has been nice to see also this year the growing user community and active users in our install base and also the customer base. It was nice to see the community event, pre-event today afternoon, earlier, to talk about the open template framework and then the beyond hype of AI discussion panel by our customers and users. So very much appreciating you joining us today in this ADE Summit. I took this graph to show a little bit the volume of data product refresh volumes our customers are running. But what to highlight here is the success rate of 99.7% in the scale of 8.4 million data refreshes in a month. So this is something that we as a product team feel very much pride that we enable you, but you should also as users and customers be very, very proud that actually in reality you are making the data-driven businesses in reality. So every day, every hour, every minute there runs data refreshes all the time, making the businesses data-driven. And especially when thinking that you are making 27,000 data product changes in a month, that's remarkable statistics considering that at the same time those data product refreshes are running at the same time. So tap yourselves on the shoulder also. And then about our great partners. So this year we renewed the Snowflake Select partnership level and gained new built on Databricks partnership. So very valuable collaboration with these partners for us. But then let's move on to the summit announcements. So the new release 25.2 is out and some of the customers are already having the release and the rest of the customers will have it in 2 weeks. One of the key highlights is the new metadata search in Insights, which enables full text search over all environments, and it is in public preview. Insight itself is now generally available. So we announced this add-on service to ADE 2 years ago, and now we have achieved the GA for this system. So Insights has KPIs for you to manage your data product platform work, and metrics for data engineering teams to understand better the characteristics in detail, and also a data product catalog tool for business users and product owners. And this architecture diagram brings you the idea that which kind of metadata points we gather from the data work and data platform and calculate them and show them in the Insights dashboards. And if you are not yet using the Insights, let's make it happen. Then our end user admin UI is in GA for the user and role management, external API management, and editing the deployment configurations. And the database connection editing is in public preview. And if you go to the admin UI, you will find these features now available. And one more highlight from the release is the support for Snowflake dynamic tables, but also Iceberg tables. So these open table formats are now coming, and this year we received the first request from a customer to support the Iceberg tables, and we did it. So let us know how they work. Then let's move on to the product program 26.0 and what we think what is ahead of us. But let's start from the transformation shift. So back in the day when the public cloud transformation started, data engineers needed to set up cloud services by coding, and they needed to develop the data pipelines as code. So the focus went from the business value to the development and to the technicalities of the software development. But then the public cloud transformation evolved to the SaaS transformation, which then has a different value proposition, bringing back the customer's focus on their own business, and the service providers will take the care of the development, feature requests, maintenance, and other technical aspects of the platform. And this was actually discussed in the pre-event, in the panel discussion today, that when you start to use AI, you need to build up everything if you build it by yourself. So the AI transformation we are already in the middle of the AI transformation, and the same thought track might happen that should the data engineers be generating the software code, and do you need any more products? Do you start to just maintain the code and so on? But actually, then the focus is back to the software development principles and technicalities, which is not the thing the businesses should be doing by themselves. So we dare to say that in AI transformation, we should be focusing more on the AI-powered solutions for businesses rather than the technicalities of software coding. AI enables the number of iterations, so it's boosting the time to value, time to insight, time to discover, is this working, is this not working, and that's where it is good at. And the shift in our own expertise will move from the ready-made know-how expertise to ask-how expertise. So, in our data product program, we will be enabling AI-powered data product platforms. So we divide the roadmap into 3 themes: AI connectivity, AI-ready data, data publishing, and Ask AI. With AI connectivity, we will be enabling you to connect your enterprise AI LLM service with ADE. And we are currently developing the MCP support to the external API. And we will be improving the existing APIs and adding new ones to support agentic workflows. Then AI-ready data is basically what we have been working on for 9 years already. So making it possible for you to produce reliable data foundation for business value-driven data and AI solutions. And we are today proud to have 2 amazing customers talking about their journey in business analytics and AI. So DNA and Kesko, very much looking forward to the talks and presentations from them. Then, for the data publishing, we are announcing new product offering called Data Product Explorer. It makes you to publish data products across the enterprise and beyond to other stakeholder groups like your suppliers or customers or whatever you think of. So we are actually entering with this independent product offering separate from ADE, entering the data utilization category of softwares. And if you have a requirement that you cannot suffice to publish the data sets for hundreds or thousands of people, contact us. We have a scalable service for this. Then, about Ask AI. We are currently developing AI-aided published SQL automation, and it will have an AI assistant in the code editor UI in the designer. The AI assistant can generate, refactor, optimize, and explain the SQL logic that you have developed or you will develop. And in addition to that, we are working on metadata drift detection between the developed SQL and the table definition in ADE, and it will then suggest the modifications to the metadata automatically by user acknowledging the changes. And one thing probably to highlight here from the UI, it's an extensive set of new features and next level user experience is the object browser, which will enable the fast access to other loads and load steps for rapid SQL development. But in general, it will be a great addition to the user experience in Designer. And last but not least, we have now a new feature called Ask AI, and you can use it to ask anything about your own metadata. So you can ask to search, explain, visualize, compare between environments, and optimize. And let's look at a small demonstration. Let's ask it to explain customer revenue 360. So it quickly finds by the simple search the 2 entities. But let's move to the conversation mode and see how it replies. So it lists the same entities, and let's ask it to visualize the visual lineage for the other entity. Okay, now it's thinking. Sometimes we need to think. And then it responds, an arrow diagram for the lineage, but also in table format the lineage, the custom SQL used to load the entity, but also useful links to the Insights dashboards. And let's see from the entity details the full visual lineage diagram. And this is our interpretation what AI will change the user experience for more dynamic user experience. That it's not only so. In addition to your own metadata, we have ADE documentation, knowledge about the features, and also knowledge about the links. And based on this, it should make you more iteratively find new use cases or explanations how the datasets are built and so on. And if you want to hear more, please come to our stand there and come to discuss during the breaks and after the presentations in the evening mingling. So we are happy to help if you have ideas or requests for the roadmap and so on. And we can have a live demo about it with the calls and so on. So thank you, and nice that you are here with us, and enjoy the ADE Summit. Thank you.